Yo, what is up, everybody? This is actually going to be what if Deku was betrayed? Yeah, I really thought of this, and sorry that I haven't been uploading because I've had just so many interruptions that it just drives me nuts the how many interruptions I get. So I want to make this video, and hopefully I get no interruptions. So yeah, so Deku will have a power called the Plunder. This is from a anime called Charlotte. I actually like this anime, and the main character, his name is Yu, and his main ability is to steal other people's powers. He's basically all for one in a sense, but he can keep the powers for himself. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start off at the USJ. Why not? Yeah, at the USJ. Okay, so So when Deku is in the bus, he notices that everybody is giving him glares and death stares, and he's wondering why. As he thinks this, he says, "That's just probably having a bad day. I don't need to worry about it." As he sits there, and when they arrive, and 13 explains everything that quirks can be used for heroes and villains, and then when they get inside, they see a portal pop out, or pops out of nowhere. There we go. And yeah, everything happens in canon where they still get separated. But instead of this time, Sue and Mineta give Deku a death glare, and like says, hey, what's wrong? And as they say, you should die, you villain. As they say this, Izuku is confused, and he says, villain? What are you talking about? I, I am not a villain. As Sue and Mineta say, yes, you are. As now Deku is trying to think of a way to get out of the shipwreck. As does the same thing in canon, screams, boom. But instead of this one, Sue grabs onto Midori and flings herself, flinging or sending Izuku back to the water. As as Izuku swims his way to land, and then he coughs up a little bit of water. And said, "What was that for?" As Sue and Minato walk away, as Izuku goes to follow them, and they're basically in the same spot. As Seo gets beaten up, and Shigaraki tries to go for Sue, and everything happens in canon. And then Shigaraki holds Deku by the neck, or holds Deku by the neck, and there's one finger off, and Shigaraki says, "If you move, I'll kill this kid." As all of no Todoroki, Bakugo, Momo, and Kirishima are going to believe that Deku was not the traitor, or the believers, and the non-believers are going to be, the rest of class 1A. As the non-believers say, huh, "Go kill him. We don't care. He's just a useless brat." As they say, Izuku said, "What? What are you talking about?" As they say that you are a villain. Go with them. As Izuku's still confused. "Oh, what do you mean? I'm not a villain." As he, Jesus Christ, as he starts to cry and says, "I'm not a villain. I did nothing wrong." As the rest of class 1A, "Yes, you did. You stole files from UA and gave them to the LOE." And Izuku's confused because I'm gonna say that Toga joined earlier in this one. So yeah. She's confused, but what are you talking about? Why would I steal files? Sh and yeah, and then he's like, all right. And instead of killing him, he tells the Nomu to kill him, and he just starts beating up the Nomu. Not beating up the Nomu, beating Izuku up, and then he picks him up and throws him. Okay, so he basically just flings him, and he goes through the wall, or goes through the USJ, and lands in an alleyway. As All Might comes out, not smiling, and still defeats Nomu the same. And yeah, and All Might walks over to Izuku and says, "Why did I ever choose you as my successor? You worthless piece of no, you worthless piece of trash. I should have never gave you my quirk." And then he spits on him. As Izuku hears this, and he's, "Why does this have to happen to me?" As he's slowly going unconscious, and in his head he says, "But why? I did nothing wrong." As he falls unconscious, and all the heroes just leave him there. And in Izuku's mindscape, Izuku is crying on the ground and is saying to himself, "Why did this happen to him?" And all of a sudden, a figure walks to Izuku and says, "Hey, why are you crying?" And he explains what happened and says, and yeah, and superhuman society and everything that, yeah. And you says, I see. I want to give you a bigger role to play. These powers are like a disease to the human society. They view you different because you have different abilities. As Izuku is actually following and says, yeah, and I want to give you this duty or this role. You need to free these people from these powers." And Izuku says, but how do I do that? I can't do that. Yes, you can, Izuku. As he, as, as he like grabs Izuku's forehead or just touches it and transfers all the abilities that you had at the end of the series, and then his hair turns white. That's why he looks like this. Izuku's hair is going to turn white as Izuku gets all the knowledge about his abilities. He's just going to have every ability, every fire ability, ice ability, like brainwashing ability. So yeah, and you says you have a bigger purpose to fulfill. These quirks are like a disease. They need to be taken away. This is human society. These quirks, they don't belong in human society. As Deku is following this and says, yes, as now, go around the world, collect these powers, and fulfilled my job that I failed to do. And Izuku, yes, and so he will have a whole attitude change. And yes, he will have a whole attitude change. And I'm gonna not make Iko hate Izuku. No, I just can't do that to best mom. I just can't do it. Okay, so Izuku wakes up and he notices that he's healed because of all the healing abilities that he has. And the villains, he's also going to be known as the world's strongest hero and the world's strongest villain. His villain name is going to be the One-Eyed Grim Reaper because he's always going to have one-eyed clothes, and his hero name is going to be the Plunderer because he's going to plunder their abilities or their quirks, which is steal them in fact. As Izuku now has a new goal to collect every single quirk in the whole entire world. As as eventually he's going to find a quirk that can erase quirks from time and history. The quirks never exist. So no longer the generation will have quirks. Yeah. So Izuku gets up and then says, "I have to do this." As he teleports around, I'm gonna just say that this takes him around like 9 months. No, actually, a year. Yeah, a year. Yeah, a year, and he just goes around the world except Japan. He still hasn't hit Japan, so he has all these quirks and gained a reputation. What the? If you guys hear that, that's actually the TV. Yeah, so yeah, the villains call him the One-Eyed Green Reaper, and the heroes or the civilians called him the the Plunderer. The word got around that a new villain, that the world's strongest villain has arrived in Japan. And then he actually bumps into a girl. and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry," as he lends her a hand, and she thanks him. And this is her. Yeah, and I'm actually gonna name her. Let's see, Amaya. Yeah, yeah, Amaya. So this is Amaya. Yeah, this is her. So Izuku says that, "Oh, I'm sorry for bumping into you." She says, "No, it's okay." As as he as Izuku extends his arm and says, "Well, nice to meet you. Can I ask your name?" As she says, "Well, my name is Amaya. What's yours?" "My name is Izuku Midoriya." "Well, nice to meet you, Izuku." "Nice to meet you, Amaya." As they shake hands, and for Deku for bumping into her, he says, do you want to go get a drink? Uh, it's a apology or whatever because I bumped into you." She agrees, and they go to a cafe, and he orders. As they sit there and talk, and they get to know themselves each other, and yeah, after that, well, and Amaya has actually started to get a little crush because this is what Izuku looked like. So yeah, that's what Izuku looks like. As she started to have a crush on Izuku, as Izuku is starting to feel a little bit happy. Like he's starting to feel happy. He has never felt this way ever since he last seen his mom. As they both got out and say, "Well, that was fun," and yes, it was fun. As Amaya said, can I ask you something?" As she's blushing, and Izuku said, sure. As she says that, um, I- Izuku, I I really like you. As Izuku is taken aback, but I'm very surprised as he's blushing and looking away because this is what she's wearing right now. As he looks away and blushes, why would you like somebody like me? As Amaya says, well, you seem really nice, and I feel like you've gone through a lot. As one tear drops from Izuku's eye, he says, Yeah, I've been through a lot." As Amaya hugs him from behind and says, "Well, you're okay." And as he says, "Thank you." As he hugs back, and Amaya says, Do you like me?" As Izuku says, Yes." As he is blushing really hard right now, even though he has a personality change, he still is the same Izuku inside. As Izuku says, Yes, I do like you." As Amaya kisses Deku on the lips, and Izuku is taken aback and says, what was that for?" She laughs and says, "Well, I am going to be your girlfriend." Izuku is taken aback, Fine." As they go around Japan, as they go have fun. They go to a amusement park, and Izuku buys her ice cream. As Amaya thanks him, and she starts eating it. And yeah, well, this as at the end of the day, Izuku says, "This has been very fun. I have never felt this happy in a very long time. The only time that I was happy is with my mother." She says, "Oh, really? Well, I would like to meet your mother one day. Um, I was actually gonna go visit her right now, if you want to come." She nods. As he teleports to the oh Jesus. As he teleports to the apartment that Izuku's mom is, and as he knocks politely and says, and Inko says, who is it? It's me, Mom." When she opens the door, she sees this teen with white hair and green eyes, and as Inko says, my baby Izuku, as she runs and hugs him and then drags him into the house, and also Amaya too. As Izuku says, Mom, calm down, please. As she can't stop crying, uncontrollably crying, because and then she says, Izuku, where have you been? Well, Mom, I was doing my job. As she is confused, what do you mean job? I am the world's number one hero, Mom. As Inko heard about the new number one hero, the plunderer, she says, "No, Izuku, you can't be the world's number one hero." Yes, Mom. I am the world's number one hero. I am the plunderer. As she cries, my baby boy has finally become a hero because he has gained respect all over the world because he is the world number one hero. Everyone has gained news that the world's number one villain, the One-Eyed Grim Reaper, has or is in Japan. As Amai hears this, and she said, "Wait, you're the number one. You're the world's number one hero." And Shizuku nods his head and says, "Yes, and I'm the world's number one villain, the One-Eyed Grim Reaper." As both of them are shocked, but I am not heartless like other villains. As they nod, says, "Oh, Mom, I forgot to introduce you to somebody. This is Amaya, my girlfriend." As she as as she says, hello, Mrs. Midoriya." As as Inko is surprised, Izuku, um, this is a surprise. As she says, yes, Mom." As Izuku goes and hugs his mom and says, "Well, I I got to go. You guys can get to know each other." And Amaya nods her head, and Inko nods her head, and yeah, Izuku leaves, and then or and no, actually never mind. Izuku doesn't leave. Izuku sleeps, and Amaya sleeps with him. As Inko is actually very happy for Izuku because he finally found somebody that he loves. As in the next month, and I'm gonna just say, in this 1 year, Izuku has been cleared of his name. Izuku was innocent the whole time, and they feel bad. As Izuku says, Amaya, I'll be right back if you don't mind. As Amaya nods her head and stays with his mom. As he teleports into UA, and the alarms go off. As the alarms go off, the pro heroes arrive, and then they see this man this teen with white hair and green eyes. And then he notices he has one eye closed, and All Might's there too. Says, "Who are you?" "I am the One-Eyed Grim Reaper. Nice to meet you." As they are shocked, "But what are you doing here?" She says, "Chill. I don't want to fight." As he teleports to Aizawa's room, and then he sees Bakugo, Todoroki, Kirishima, and Momo, and he says, "Well, hello, old friends." As Bakugo looks at this teenager's face and says, Izuku?" And Izuku says, "Bingo." As Bakugo, Todoroki, Momo, and Kirishima run up to him and say, "Mito, bro!" And he still says Deku, and everything that happened. Hold up, I got it. 2 minutes, alright, good. Alright, so yeah, so they hug him. So, Izuku, where have you been?" "I've been on a mission. I am the plunderer." As they are shocked, but you're the plunderer? Like, as in the actual plunderer? The world's strongest number one hero? As he said, as he nods his head. And they are completely surprised that he's the world's strongest number one hero. And then he teleports back outside and says, "Why, hello, heroes. I am the plunderer. Nice to meet you." As he bows, as the hero says, "What? The world's strongest hero?" As 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 all my sees the resemblance to Izuku. Are you by chance Izuku Midoriya? I don't go by the name, but you can call me that. But call me you. As they nod, and then as he teleports back, and then he grabs or holds, no, grabs Todoroki, Kurashima, Momo, and Bakugo's hands, and as they teleport to his mom's apartment, as Bakugo's one, why are we why are we at um our or why are we at your at my aunt's? As Seiko says, we are going to visit someone special to me. As he knocks on the door and says, "Oh, Izuku, what are you doing here?" I came to see Aime. No, Amaya. As okay, Amaya. As Inko calls her name and says, what? As to see this with a blue rose. Oh, Izuku, you're back. She runs and hugs him and gives him a kiss on the forehead. As Bakugo, Kurashima, Momo are shocked. Izuku, who is this? Oh, this is Amaya, my girlfriend. As Momo's, oh my god, you're so pretty. As she says, thank you. As she goes and says, well, as Bakugo, Todoroki, and Kurashima, she is really pretty, man. You are one lucky guy. As he says, thank you. As Izuku says, well, this is a very long time since we haven't seen each other, and I want to do something fun. Amaya, do you want to go to the theme park again? As Amaya nods, and well, then let's go to the theme park. As he grabs everybody and teleports to the theme park, and they have fun for the whole entire day. As as they say, well, it was nice getting to get back together, but I have to leave. As he teleports each of them back to their respective homes. As Bakugo lives, I believe, like I forgot. Was it like in like a house? I don't remember. Yeah. It was so he teleports them Bakugo home and says, "Hey, Deku, it's nice seeing you again." As Bakugo hugs him, and he's surprised by this. Thank you, I guess. As he teleports Amaya and him back to Inko. As Ingo opens her, oh, Izuku, you're back. As she lets him in, and yeah. And the pro heroes are in a meeting right now. They are trying to figure out how they can get the world's strongest hero on their side. But all my notes that he has one for all. At this point, he has mastered one for all. So yeah, as he goes and in the next one he's just walking around with Amaya, and then he sees this little girl running. As the little girl bumps into Izuku's leg, and then Izuku kneels down and says, "Well, hello there, little one. Are you okay? You took quite a fall." As Izuku tries to pick her up, and she realizes that she is like scared. As Izuku notices, and he looks up to see Overhaul. As Izuku says, hello, may I help you?" As Overhaul says that's her daughter, and we were just playing tag, or I believe it was tag. That's what he said. And Izuku doesn't buy this and says, "Well then, I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to do this to you, but." With his one eye starts glowing, and he takes control of Overhaul for 5 seconds, and boom, takes control back and says, "You won't be needing your quirk anymore." As Overhaul says, "Why you?" As he places his hand on the ground and says, "You will die." As he notices nothing's happening, as what did he do? And says, "I took your quirk." As Eri is right now on Deku's back, as he says, "Well, I am the one-eyed Grim Reaper." As Overhaul is scared because he has heard of the one-eyed Grim Reaper. As he gets scared and runs back to the Yakuza gang, and yeah, And Eri is so grateful, and she starts crying super hard. And Izuku says, "There, there, little one. There's no need to be afraid of me. All right?" As Izuku, as Izuku picks her up and sees that she has bandages, what did this man do to you? As he realizes that she has a quirk called, and she explains about. Oh, never mind. She no. Ex- Actually, she explains what her quirk is rewind. And do you like the quirk? And she says, no, it's a curse. As she says, well then. As his one eye starts glowing, and then he takes rewind. As there, you won't be having any curses anymore. As she's as happy and hugs him very, very, very. It's very heartwarming, basically. And the Maya says, well, well. And then, Yeri says, Mister, who is that? As Yuku says that she is my lover. As as Amaya gets close to Eri, says, I am Izuku's lover. As she says, as she has gotten a little bit attached, Deku now says, Mom? She is taken aback and says, Mom? As Izuku is actually taken aback as well, says, as she goes to adopt Eri. And now Eri is officially Deku's daughter. Yeah, I want to check how many. Okay, yeah, I'll continue. I'll continue. And yeah, and when they get home, and Inko opens the door, and she sees this little girl with white hair, and yeah, just a little girl with white hair. And she's, who is this? This is my daughter, Mom. And she said, what? The daughter? Izuku, please explain. She says, or as he says, that I adopted this girl, Mom. You you have officially become a grandma. As she faints, and as you puts it on, he says, Mom, as she just fainted. As Amaya starts laughing. Yeah, she did. And next, I'm going to cover the sports festival. So I hope you guys really like this. Bye.